The number one thing holding crypto back isn't regulation, isn't UX, and it's definitely not education. It's something way dumber and way more dangerous too. And you probably interacted with it today without even realizing it. Every few weeks, another unhackable protocol gets drained. Billions have vanished, wallets wiped clean, and people just shrug and say, well, that's crypto. But what if I told you that's not how things need to be? What if I told you there's a fundamental design flaw that's baked into the most popular chains in the world that causes almost every wallet drain we know, every approval scam, and every DApp exploit you've seen in the last probably 5 years? And yeah, it's the same tech that powers Ethereum and every chain that copied it, which is a lot. So let's start here. You think you're safe because you didn't click on any shady links, or maybe because you use a ledger, because you only interact with trusted protocols. Cool. So did the thousands of people who interacted with CoinMarketCap just 2 days ago. So get this, CoinMarketCap, arguably the most visited site in all of crypto, its front end was hacked. Users landed on the homepage and they were prompted to connect and then verify their wallet. And that's just where the risk started. Here's the thing, just connected might be safe, but the second you're asked to sign a transaction, at that point you're flying blind. And if you did sign something, even just a harmless approval, that's all it takes to give an attacker full access to your token sometimes. Because on Ethereum and EVM chains, assets aren't native, they're smart contracts. And when you approve them, you're literally handing over the keys without even realizing it. No phishing link, no malware downloaded, just a pop-up and a bad click. And the reason this is possible at all, because these chains rely on EVM smart contracts and their fundamentally flawed token model. I've done a handful of videos on this before that I'll go ahead and link down below. So let's break this down. EVM tokens, also known as ERCs, aren't really tokens. They're just smart contracts that are pretending to be tokens. So every time you use one, you're interacting with code. And that code, it can do anything. It can steal permissions, trigger re-entrancy attacks, hijack approvals, and you won't even see it coming because you're blind signing everything. And no, transaction simulators or third-party tools like WalletGuard are not the answer. Here is why. Think of it like this. These tools are like antivirus software, and they protect you against known hacks and issues, but they stop there. And hackers are super motivated to come up with new hacks and new ways around these tools. And until these sites or hacks are recognized, these tools are absolutely useless. And this will continue to happen endlessly because the hackers are super motivated to be out in front of these white hats. So this is never going to be a secure system, and this is why it is fatally flawed. In the real world, you wouldn't hand someone a signed blank check just to walk into a store, but that's exactly what EVM makes you do every time you connect your wallet. And the Ethereum community solution? EIP 7702, but don't even get me started because that opens up even worse attack vectors. I'll go ahead and post a thread down below if you're interested. But approvals are the dirty secret that no one wants to talk about because they make everything easy until you get wrecked, and millions have been wrecked by this. You approve a contract once. That contract now has forever access to your funds unless you manually revoke it. Even if the protocol gets hacked 6 months later, you're still vulnerable. And let's be real, 99% of users don't even know what a token approval is, let alone how to manage or revoke them. So wallet drains happen daily because the default design is broken, and I'm honestly tired of beating on this while taxis and bag holders refuse to talk about it. Then there's re-entrancy, one of the oldest bugs in Ethereum history. You'd think it'd be patched by now, but no, it's not. Because again, this isn't a bug, it's a feature of how EVM contracts work. Malicious contracts can call back into themselves mid-execution, disrupting logic and bypassing checks and even extracting funds before balances are even updated. This is what took down the DAO in 2016, and it's still taking down protocols today. Now, how is this still a thing? Because the system it's built on wasn't designed for safety, it was designed for speed. And now we're all paying the price for it. And before you say, but layer 2s, let me stop you right there. Most L2s inherit the same contract model, the same token logic, same attack surfaces. They're just duct taping faster on top of an insecure protocol. It's kind of like adding a turbocharger to a car with no brakes. Sure, it's faster, but it's headed straight for a wall. Now, here's where things get interesting. There are chains that ditch the EVM entirely, chains that treat assets as objects, not contracts, where tokens are native and they're not simulated, where blind signing isn't required, where approvals don't exist, and where re-entrancy isn't even possible. Imagine connecting your wallet and not worrying that a single click could wipe you out. That's what real security feels like, and it's the foundation adoption is actually waiting for, because no normie is going to trust crypto if their money can disappear because of a pop-up. Here's the sad truth. The Ethereum token model, copied across almost every major chain, isn't just flawed, it's dangerous, and it's delaying adoption for us all. We're building the future of finance on a foundation that leaks. It doesn't matter how slick the UI is or how fast the TPS gets. If users can't protect their funds, nothing else matters. Crypto doesn't need another L2. It needs a reset. Not just better tech, but better defaults, safer architecture, and user-first security. Because adoption won't come from better marketing. It'll come when people stop losing money for doing what the app told them to do.